Welcome into our newest Dynasty on the channel, and today we're going to jump into EA Sports College Football 25, and we're going to start our Dynasty out as the offensive coordinator for the UMass Minutemen with former Florida Gators offensive lineman from our coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. Jsi Wint is going to be the OC. He spent the rest of his time after the 2018 National Championship with the Florida Gators. You know, he never made it in the NFL. He just wasn't quite good enough. So he went back to Coach KJ's staff, and he's been working, and he finally gets his opportunity to head up to Amherst, Massachusetts, and become the offensive coordinator for the Minutemen. We're excited to get into this one. His alma mater's Florida. He's got a pipeline in Central Florida. We're going to run the Ole Miss spread playbook because that's a little bit different than the air raid in this. Our playbook wasn't really technically full-on air raid. The 4-2-5 is going to be our dominant defensive playbook of choice if we can find coaches of that manner when we get to be the head coach. But the thing about this is, well, I'm the offensive coordinator. I plan on slow simming the defensive side of the ball, so I might show off key moments, but other than that, I'm not really going to show the defense because we're the offensive coordinator and we're going to focus on what we basically can control. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at this team, and then we are going to go ahead and jump into recruiting a little bit in this episode, and really I think that's all we can do. So Tyson Pumachan's gonna be your quarterback, the pride of Avon Old Farms, according to Reese Davis. He always talks about it on the Game Day podcast. So he's a pretty good quarterback. He's a scrambler. He has magician, mobile resistance, option king, off platform. I'll go ahead and move my face cam so we can get the other one in here as well, and extender. You know, he is going to be a pretty good player. His deal breakers playing time, and you know, he's going to play, so we're not worried about that. He's also an impact dev trait. However, he is a senior redshirt. He's 6'4". He's got pretty decent arm strength. You know, he's got good elusiveness. His accuracy's okay. We'll take it. You know, I'm pretty happy to have him. Taking a look around at the rest of our offense at running back, we're okay. You know, Jackson Paradis could be pretty good. Jalen John felt decent when I did some practice with these guys, as I decided if I really wanted to do them. Looking at wide receiver, we have Frank Ladson Jr., who really has been around some of the top programs in the country at Clemson and Miami, and I hope he can live up to his full potential here for us. We have a speed threat that I'm hoping we can utilize here in Sterling Galvin. He's a senior, but I hope he can make an impact for us. We also have Keshawn Brown, the junior wide receiver out of Florida here with pretty decent speed, so I'm excited about that. We are a pretty old team, and we're going to have to recruit pretty heavy to this team. I've been doing some runs through and taking a look and seeing how recruiting really works out. Now, this is my first time at a tiny school, though, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't OPing it. My goal is each and every year to try to bring in a fairly large recruiting class if we can, and hopefully be able to make this team just a little bit better each and every year. I'm not going to take a new job after the first season. I intend on spending a minimum of 2 years at UMass, but I honestly think it might take longer than that because I did set it on the slowest settings because at the end of the day, I want this to be a challenge. We have a year to complete this. I'm probably going to run another series once Team Builder comes out with our original idea, the Indian River Bull Sharks, but until they are here, you know, this is the only one on the channel, so we're going to be able to get through seasons relatively quickly, and I'm excited to get in this. We won't have any gameplay in this episode. That's going to be the next one. We're going to go ahead and jump into coach abilities and start building out head coach Jsi Wint. Now, for Jsi Wint, we're going to go into recruiting. And at the end of the day, I think we need to work on quarterbacks, and that's going to be my primary focus to at least get step one, which takes less time to fully scout them. And I think the next focus is going to have to be either O-line or receiver, honestly. But we have a long way to go. We're a level 1 guy here, so nothing about this rebuild is going to be easy. Taking a look at some of the league settings, we're going to run on Heisman. We're going to try out 10-minute quarters, and I think that that's going to end up working out for us. We are, of course, leaving wear and tear on, and, you know, I'm hoping that going on the slowest setting here for Coach XP makes this a pretty enjoyable experience and takes some time and makes it a hard process. We are going to rock with the original UMass schedule for this season, and it's going to be Eastern Michigan starting us off. Then we play Toledo, Buffalo, FCS Southeast, Miami of Ohio, Northern Illinois, Missouri, FCS East, Mississippi State, Liberty, Georgia, which is going to be an absolutely miserable game to play, and then UConn. But at the end of the day, I think the best thing we can do as a team is just try to compete this year and get better for next season, because we're going to join the MAC next year. You know, just like they do in real life, UMass is joining the MAC. The only thing we're going to do different in the game is we're going to bring UConn along with us, and they're going to also join the MAC as our rivals. So I'm excited to get into this season. I think we're going to have a long season ahead of us. They went 1-11 last year, and they've been a really bad team. So I think this is going to be a tough rebuild. The final thing I want to do is go ahead and do some scouting here and show off some of the guys that we're going to try to go after, as we are going to look at the national rank for our order here, so that way we can look at them based upon how they're viewed by everybody else in the nation. First up is tight end Devontae Scales. He's out of Akron, Ohio. I doubt we'll get him, but we're going to scout the heck out of him and try to learn as much as we can. He looks like he's a decent player. I have 82 catching traffic, 87 agility, 82 catching. We will gladly take that. Next up is Ben Fisk. We're going to go ahead and scout him as well, and this might take a while, but that's okay. We are going to find a decent prospect here to come in and possibly play right guard. 79 pass block power, 83 lead block, 86 impact block. I mean, if we have any chance of getting this kid, that would be amazing. Next up, CJ Fabini. He is a 4-star out of New Jersey, so we should have a chance at getting him in here. He's a bust though, you know, and a 3-star basically is what he's going to be. As long as nobody's pushing too hard, I don't have any issue going after him. Now, if teams are pushing really hard, I don't think it makes a ton of sense to go after him just because he is a bust. And to get a 4-star in here that's a bust, and if it requires a ton of work, doesn't make sense. I'd rather just go after the 3 stars. So next up is going to be our first quarterback we're going to take a look at, and that's Elliot Lakeda out of New Jersey. He's a 6'1", 209-pound improviser type, which means he's going to have some mobility. So let's go ahead and scout him. He has 88 throw power, 83 short. That's decent. Some good deep accuracy, 79 speed, 87 throw on the run. Really good mentals and the natural road dog and winning time. So maybe we'll get lucky and get a shot at him. You're going to notice we only have 500 hours for recruiting here this week. It's going to be even lower next week. So it's going to be a long, hard process for this team. We're going to scout here in week 1 and try to go through and figure out who we really want on the board, as he looks really good. Let's go ahead and look at Josh DiNapoli. He is a right end. That's a 4-star. He looks decent out of Marietta, Georgia. Nobody is a gem so far, which is kind of unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. I can't be picky here. This guy looks pretty good with 93 strength. He's going to need a little bit of work, but he looks like a solid prospect. You know, we're going hard after some 4-stars early on. That's what I've learned, is you try early on to get into this race and see if you can somehow pull it out. And if you start falling behind or notice a big school jump in, you're just going to have to get out and move on. But I figure there's no harm in trying early on to get a few of these guys in here and see if maybe they're going to possibly want to become Minutemen and help this team build towards the future, even though we may not be here for the long haul. The hope is that maybe our head coach will go ahead and take a job somewhere else, and we might get the opportunity to become the head coach here before moving on to a new job. Ideally, that's what I would like to see happen. But at the end of the day, if I have to take a job elsewhere because our head coach doesn't want to leave, that is exactly what I'll do. As we're looking at these guys, there's a lot of decent prospects, but no gems so far, which is pretty disappointing, as we've used all of our hours now. So that's going to be it for recruiting this week. We have a bye week here to begin the season, so we're going to go ahead and jump into recruiting once again in week 0. And we're going to just see where we stand with a bunch of these guys. Let's sort it. Once again, national rank. Okay. Devontae Scales, we're not even in his top 9, and he already has an offer. He's coming off the board. Next, oh yeah, he's off the board. Fabini's off the board. We don't stand a chance there. No chance here at Lakeda. No chance. I went aggressive, and it looks like it's probably not going to pay off, as we're having to pull a lot of these 4-stars off of our board because we're not even in their top 9, and they already have scholarship offers, and I know that if that's the case, we're never going to be able to catch up. Not with the Minutemen. We can't commit that type of time and resources. So every 4-star is now off of our board. We have no choice. Looking here at Jsi, you know, unfortunately, we're not even making his list, so he's going to come off with an offer. Now here, there's no offers out for Sean McDougal, so let's go ahead and jump in on him, and we're going to go ahead and offer the scholarship. And unfortunately, I can't really afford to scout these guys, so we're going to add an action. We only have 400 hours again this week, so I think the best thing we can do, he's our top target right now, so we're going to go ahead and send the house at him to start off and see if maybe we can make some progress here. Cortez Cashman's the next one up. We're going to go ahead, offer him a scholarship, add an action. We're going to contact friends and family. I feel like that's the best we can do here. Greg Pierce is up next. He has offers. We're going to pull him. I'm not going to fight for a guy I don't think we can get. This guy here, same thing. I don't see us being able to get Vigil. We're at number 7. There's 2 offers here from bigger schools, but I feel like we might have a chance if we try really hard. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump in, offer him a scholarship, add an action in, and we're going to send the house at him just to see if we can really get in on this race. Next up's Elliot Stinson. He has a couple offers, but we're at number 5, so I'm willing to try on him. We're going to throw a scholarship his way, and we're going to contact friends and family. Jabu Sweet's up next, and as you can see, nobody's going after him. We're going to offer him a scholarship, and we're going to contact friends and family once again to try and get jump started here in his recruitment. Next up's Joshua Abram. We're not listed, and he has a bunch of offers. We're going to move on from him. He locked us out, so we're going to move on from him. Next up's Chester. We're 4th on his list, and I think we might be able to compete. So for Chester, we're going to offer a scholarship. Let's go ahead and contact friends and family. Harper's up next. I think we're going to try to offer a scholarship on him as well, but we're going to go down to just DMing players here because I want to try to get as many guys at least some targets and share the target as we try to go after him and see if we can make an impact here. As Marcano gets an offer. Next up's Nathan O'Shaughnessy at wide receiver. He doesn't have any offers, so we're going to go after him and see if we can somehow get into his top 10. I feel like we probably shouldn't go contact friends and family, but we're going to because I want to get him in here. Shamir North's up next. No offers, so we're going to go after him. Offer that scholarship, contact friends and family. Unfortunately, Kevin Godchow knocked us out. So did Quentin Feely. Let's clean up our board of those guys. So DJ Andrews is up next. You know, he has Notre Dame going after him. We're going to move on right away. I don't see that happening. Here, there's nobody going after him, so let's go ahead and offer that scholarship. If somebody jumps in, we're in trouble. But until somebody else jumps in, we're going to try hard to get this guy. Next up's Angelo Samia. We're going to go ahead and pull our offer from him because I just don't think we're going to be able to compete. We're low on his list. I think we're going to move on. Same with McCleskey. Tagwe here. I'm going to pull my offer as well. He only has 1 offer here. So Schamer, we're actually going to go after. We'll throw an offer and we'll contact friends and family on him. Next up's Greg O'Neill. We have a pretty solid chance to get him. So let's add the action. Let's go ahead and DM the player. Let's go back to our prospect list here. As you can see, it's not a very strong board as we're scrolling through here and trying to find people to go after. It's going to be pretty difficult to get people to want to come here. But for now, we need some depth on this team. So we're going to go ahead and add some of these lower targets onto our board just to try and see if maybe any of them are worth anything. We are going to have to spend a little bit of time scouting them, and I think our biggest bet's going to be to go all in on the transfer portal to really try and improve this team. And I feel like these depth guys might matter, they might not, so we threw a few more on the board. Let's go down here to the bottom, and on these guys we're gonna offer a scholarship here to Hearns, but the rest of them I want to scout next week. And this right here is where we're going to end the episode. Next episode, we're going to start off by taking on Eastern Michigan and get this dynasty underway. We're going to do single game episodes focused on recruiting and all of it. I can't wait to get into it. It's going to be a live comm. My face cam will be up for some. I'll take it down here or there throughout so that way you can see the whole screen. But guys, I'm so excited to get into this dynasty. Drop a like if you're excited to see how Coach Jsi Wint's career heads and goes from here. Like I said, he's a disciple of Coach KJ, so we're going to continue on the channel. He started at right guard and left guard for us for Florida, so hopefully he can lead us on another fun journey here. We're going to start off with the UMass Minuteman, and hopefully he can find his way up to a major Power 5 job somewhere along the way in the country, maybe even at the University of Florida. But I'm LDJ11. I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and we'll be back with more UMass Dynasty soon. I'm out.